So we're here in Clovis, California, and we just finished resetting this Kohler toilet. It appears to be a Cimarron, maybe a Wellworth, not real sure. But the reason why I say that is it has the brackets that you mount from the bottom of the tank, no bolts through tank. So it's one of those models. Anyways, it's a Kohler. It's a great product. Everything else is working great, with the exception of that we're getting water out the perimeter of the bowl around the tile. And so we pulled it up. First thing we noticed when we pulled up this cap is the entire bolt pulled loose. It was corroded through and snapped off, so it was no longer attached to the flange. After we got the toilet all the way removed, both bolts were in bad shape. The ring is steel, a lot of water down there. We dried it all up. A little bit of corrosion, not too much. I'm not a big fan of steel rings, mainly because they corrode. And so we got new brass bolts down there. We got 2 new Fluid Master wax rings down there, one with a horn, one a single. And then also up front here, we've got a couple of shims, hard plastic shims on the left and the right up front, just because there was a gap there in the downward movement. All the pressure is sitting right here moving down, so that helped support it. It sat great at the bolts against tile and at the back of the toilet. Of course, at the very back of the toilet, there's no weight back there. All the weight is up here at the bowl. We did go ahead and replace the supply line. The old one was probably fine. I'm just real big on replacing the supply lines. I know the torque those require new, and so that's in. We did flush it out, 5 gallons of water through the supply before we tied it back into the tank, just to avoid causing debris to get up into that fill valve. So everything else looks good. We've tested it, we've caulked it in, let it dry for 24 hours before you do any mopping in here. Outside of that, this installation is done.